Hi, this is Polyban Teachers and I am Sagorika Banerjee. Once again, I am back with another exciting video of another topic from the English course syllabus of class 12. So before I begin with my video, I would just request all of you to please like, share and comment and also subscribe my channel so that you get an idea, wider perspective of the chapters and be benefited with the videos. This is the video content in giving you the information and preparing strategy for the poem Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. So इस वीडियो में मैं आपको आंट जेनिफर्स टाइगर्स के बारे में बताऊंगी कि किस तरीके से हमें एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इसको प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए. कॉम्पिटेंसी बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस के बारे में बताऊंगी, वैल्यू बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस के बारे में बताऊंगी, वैल्यू पॉइंट्स बताऊंगी और भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं जो इस वीडियो में आपको दिया जाएगा. तो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू वॉच दिस वीडियो टिल द end and do like, share and subscribe my channel, that is #PolybanTeachers. So let's not waste our time and begin with the video. So as you can see, this is about Aunt Jennifer's Tigers, जिसमें हम लोग क्या क्या topics पढ़ेंगे. First is I will give you the information about the poet, then the theme of the poem, then the message of the poem, and then value points of the poem with explanation and the poetic devices, and finally the expected competency based questions. ये सारी चीजें मैं आपको इस पोएम में समझाऊंगी. Now let us begin about the knowing about the poet. So as you can see on the screen, Adrienne Rich, 1929. She was born in Baltimore, Maryland, USA, and she is known for her involvement in contemporary women's movement as a poet and as a theorist. She has published 19 volumes of poetry, 3 collections of essays, and other writings. Apart from that, she has a strong resistance to racism and militarism that echoes through her work, and it is very well seen in this poem. Now, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers addresses the constraints of married life a woman experiences. इस पर्टिकुलर Aunt Jennifer's Tigers में हमें देखने को मिलेगा कि किस तरीके से पोएट जो है ना एक मैरिड लाइफ की परेशानियों को बताती है और एक मैरिड वुमेन की अपनी क्या स्ट्रगल है और वो क्या चाहती है. दैट हैज बीन वेरी वेल पोर्ट्रेड थ्रू द पोएम. सो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट द पोएट. नाउ वी विल टॉक अबाउट द थीम ऑफ द पोएम. द थीम ऑफ द पोएम में द थीम ऑफ द पोएम Aunt Jennifer's Tigers रिलेट्स टू द इशू एंड सब्जेक्ट ऑफ मेकिंग डोमिनेंस इन द सोसाइटी. इस पोएम के जरिए पोएट जो है सोसाइटी में किस तरीके से डोमिनेंस क्रिएट किया जाए उसके बारे में बताया गया है और इसके अलावा उससे क्या इश्यूज रेज होती है वो बताया गया है. इट हैज द पावर ऑफ द पैट्रियार्शियल कंट्रोल्स विमेन्स फॉर्म्स बट नॉट देयर माइंड्स. तो पैट्रियार्शियल सोसाइटी का कंट्रोल एक विमेन के ऊपर हो सकता है लेकिन उसके माइंड पे नहीं हो सकता. सो दैट इज वेरी वेल expressed through the poem. Then the theme of the poem highlights the conflicts, issues and struggles that a woman has to face in the male chauvinistic society. Male chauvinistic society में एक औरत को किस तरीके से कौन-कौन से conflicts, issues और struggles face करनी पड़ती है when she gets married. The poem presents the wild, interesting, powerful tigers embroidered by Aunt Jennifer and contrasting them with Aunt Jennifer, the oppressed wife. Aunt Jennifer को शो किया गया है, पोर्ट्रे किया गया है एक oppressed wife की तरह. ऑप्रेसर उनके हस्बैंड है who has been portrayed as a brutal husband, and उनकी लाइफ में किस तरीके की प्रॉब्लम्स है और उससे वो कैसे अपने आप को रिलैक्स फील करती है, इनवर्डली वो क्या चाहती है. दैट इज वाई शी हैज टेकन दिस कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ टाइगर. Why is she embroidering a tiger, the tigers? She could have embroidered some other animal or some flowers. No, inwardly she wants to be a confident, bold lady just like the ferocious tigers. She wants to lead a free life. But in her real life, she was not having that. She was not having enough courage to raise any issue or talk or fight for herself. She is always filled with the responsibilities as a result of her marriage, and she is not able to come out from that. This has been portrayed in the poem. Now coming to the message of the poem, the poem gives a message. What is that? A statement of conflict in women, specifically between the impulse to freedom and imagination. तो poem के जरिए एक statement थ्रो किया जा रहा है थ्रू बाय द पोएट कि देयर इज अ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बिटवीन a woman's impulse to freedom and imagination. एक कॉन्फ्लिक्ट कंटिन्यूअसली हर मैरिड औरत के दिमाग में, ज्यादातर मैरिड औरत के दिमाग में होती है कि शी हैज द इम्पल्स टू बी फ्री, वो फ्री होना चाहती है, बट रियल लाइफ में शी इज नॉट गेटिंग दैट फ्रीडम. So then it forces us to live in the imaginative world which she creates about means around herself. तो एक imaginary world वो बनाती है जहां पर वो she gets all sorts of freedom. Now marriage has sometimes a degenerative effect on the personality of some women. मैरिज किस तरीके से एक औरत के पर्सनालिटी को डिजेनरेट कर देती है, दैट इज ऑल्सो बीइंग पोर्ट्रेड इन द पोएम. Aunt Jennifer wants a life that she embroiders on the panel. मैसेज में ये भी बताया गया है कि आंट जेनिफर को उस टाइप का लाइफ चाहिए जैसा कि वो अपने एम्ब्रॉयडरी में शो कर रही है. दैट इज द लाइफ ऑफ अ फ्री टाइगर who is free, which is free in the forest. It can prance, it can jump anywhere. Then she wants a colorful, vibrant life which every woman should have the power to create. और वो चूंकि उसे रियल लाइफ में नहीं मिल रहा, she is capable of creating it through her that freedom, through her tigers, through her embroidery piece. Now, if I talk about the value points of the poem, Aunt Jennifer embroiders some tigers with golden thread on a verdant green fabric. Then the tigers have been personified here. The green fabric is the symbol of a green forest, and the tigers are inhabitants of this green world, that is forest. And then the tigers are free, fearless, elegant, and very confident. While doing her embroidery work, Aunt Jennifer finds it somewhat difficult to wield the needle. In the second paragraph, it is shown कि उसे तकलीफ होती है वो नीडल को निकालने में because she is wearing a wedding band, that is ring, and it seems that the wedding ring on her finger is such a massive weight, इतना बड़ा, इतना heavy है, that the finger cannot move freely and easily. ये तो literal meaning है, but symbolically it gives a meaning that the responsibilities which have come along with her marriage, that are so many that she cannot lead her life freely. Okay, her fingers have become numb with fear, and she is nervous and different person, a bundle of nerves. And next comes the trauma is so deep that it may last even beyond her earthly existence. She is worried that this fear, this trauma is so deep that it will come along with her, means along with her on her deathbed. When she will die, she will carry these responsibilities, this fear of undertaking the responsibilities. Even in her grave, she will be in mortal fear of her brutal husband. So, अपनी grave में भी she will be in mortal fear, and then fear of her brutal husband. And in contrast to all this, Aunt Jennifer's tigers will remain running and jumping around fearlessly, proudly, and joyfully. Besides that, she has also explained कि उसने जो टाइगर्स बनाए हैं वो सदा के लिए उतने ही फ्री रहेंगे, उतने ही बोल्ड रहेंगे जैसा कि उसने बनाया है. They will never die. They will continue their freedom fearlessly as portrayed in the embroidery sheet. Now, these were the value points of the poem. Now, talking about the poetic devices of the poem, there are so many poetic devices used by the poet in this poem, and that is the thing that makes the poem very, very different and very impressive. What are they? Anaphora, metaphor, alliteration, synodo, pun, hyperbole, symbolism, imagery, and personification. So, anaphora, use of same word in two consecutive lines. दो consecutive lines में अगर same ही word बार बार use किया गया है तो उसे anaphora कहेंगे. और ये line है they do not and they pace in. तो they is the word which is used twice. Metaphor, use of topaz to describe the yellow color of tigers. Bright topaz, denizens. तो ब्राइट टोपैज, टोपैज वर्ड का इस्तेमाल किया गया, कंपेयर किया गया टाइगर को विद द टोपैज, एंड देन दिस दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज मेटाफर, क्योंकि इसमें कंपेयर तो किया गया लेकिन एज और लाइक का इस्तेमाल नहीं है. नेक्स्ट कम्स एलिट्रेशन. एलिट्रेशन, एफ साउंड इज रिपीटेड हियर लाइक fingers fluttering, and p sound is repeated here like prancing proud. Then comes synedo. Synedo क्या होता है कि जब आप one part, a part of a body reflects, symbolizes the whole person, personality. तो जैसे terrified hands, it symbolizes her hands that represents Aunt Jennifer's fear, right? Next comes pun. Pun is used like in the word lie, which implies that it would be lying by her side. Then the fingers which made the tigers would give a false impression about her character, right? The ringed refer to the ringed finger and her entrapment in marriage. And then comes the next poetic device used in the poem is hyperbole. Hyperbole means exaggerated statements, and here it is given heavy wedding band. It is hyperbole used here. Then comes symbolism. Symbolism shows the ideas and qualities which are used and which symbolize something. And this is here heavy wedding band. It symbolizes marriage. Fingers, tigers are untamed free spirit. Then comes imagery, another poetic device. It gives a sensory experience or creates a picture with words for the readers. Like fear stricken, when you hear this phrase fear stricken, you have a glimpse of a man who is very much afraid. Then depressed wife, a wife who is very much sad, depressed. Magnificent tigers, ferocious big tigers. So imagery is used. Next comes personification. Tigers are personified throughout the poem as proud, confident and unafraid of men, right? And the lines are 3, 4, 11 and 12. Now this was all about the poetic devices used in the poem. Now coming towards the expected competency based questions. Here I have taken 4 lines and I have framed some questions which are similar to the competency, which are actually competency based questions. So in the form of RTC. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. And the question number 1 is, what does echo through her work? So उसके Aunt Jennifer के काम से क्या echo हो रहा है, क्या reflect हो रहा है? One option is a strong resistance to racism and militarism. Then her love for poetry, her passion of essay writing, her wish to publish her work. And the first option is the correct answer. You can pause the video and write down the answers to these questions, jot down the answers, take the answers and use it. What issue does Aunt Jennifer's Tigers address? First is constraints of women, constraints of married life a woman experiences, constraints of woman as a poet, and none of the above. So in this, the second option is the correct answer, that is constraints of married life a woman experiences. Third question is, what do Aunt Jennifer's fluttering hands through her wool in the above lines tell us? So her lost freedom and fear because of marital restraints, then her increasing age, her love for embroidery and knitting, and finally her love and fascination for tigers. So in this, the first option is the correct answer. Next we come to another question which is not MCQ. Fingers fluttering through her wool is an example of, as I said earlier, it's an example of alliteration. F. The image massive weight of the wedding band it means the responsibilities and duties of a married life. Complete the given analogy. Analogy type questions, as I told you earlier also, कि ये आपको 3 वर्ड्स दिए जाएंगे, एक पेयर और एक एक्स्ट्रा वर्ड. तो आपको पहले पेयर में से रिलेशनशिप फाइंड आउट करनी, वेदर इट इज एन एंटोनिम और सिनोनिम और नाउन प्रोनाउन और नाउन ऑब्जेक्टिव लाइक दैट. और उसके बाद दूसरा जो थर्ड वर्ड होता है उसका सिमिलर आंसर यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट. नाउ इन दिस ह्यूज एंड मैसिव, they are paired. and they are synonyms. Huge मतलब बड़ा, massive is also, massive is the word taken from the lines. Trembling का word आपका होता है similar meaning, synonym you can write shaking, but shaking is not there in the lines given above. So here the best possible answer is fluttering. Next is the complete the table given below. इसमें cause and effect, assertion and reasoning वाले questions भी आते हैं. So cause is given, Aunt Jennifer's marital responsibilities did not allow her to be happy. और effect क्या हुआ? She used to draw tigers in the embroidery sheet to show her inner feelings, where she used to make confident tigers, bold tigers. Now, expected competency-based short type questions, if I talk about, how do the words denizens and chivalric add to the understanding of Aunt Jennifer's tigers? इसमें answers दिए हैं, you can write down. Now, the second question is, Aunt Jennifer's efforts to get rid of her fear proved to be futile. Comment. So, this answer is also given here, you can note it down. Now, if I talk about the long type questions, which is having 120 to 150 word limit, so the questions here are, justify the title Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. Then how does the poet imply the point that art survives the artist? And then through Aunt Jennifer, though Aunt Jennifer is a representative of women fighting against masculine authority and power, what is the implication of creating a tiger that is extremely masculine and authoritative? So these are the three expected questions which you can prepare well for your exam. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I have tried every means to make you understand the chapter. पोएम आपको अच्छे से समझ में आ गई होगी, और इस वीडियो को अगर नहीं आपको समझ में आया अभी भी, तो इस वीडियो को बार बार चलाकर देखिए, पॉज करके देखिए, पॉइंट्स आपको क्लियर हो जाएगा. You can jot down the answers, the points, the value points, focus points and prepare well for your examination. Competency based questions भी मैंने इसमें डाले हुए हैं, तो अच्छे से आप प्रिपेयर करिए. All the best for your exam, and please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you get the notifications of all my latest videos. क्लास 12 के सिलेबस के और भी चैप्टर्स और भी पोएम्स मैंने इस चैनल में डाले हुए हैं. अगर आपको देखना है तो प्लीज गो थ्रू दोज वीडियोस एंड इट विल हेल्प यू फॉर प्रिपरेशन फॉर द क्लास 12th बोर्ड एग्जामिनेशन. That's all for today. I think this video has helped you to understand the. मुझे लगता है कि इस वीडियो के जरिए आप वैल्यू पॉइंट्स पर फोकस कर पाएंगे, कॉम्पिटेंसी बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस की तैयारी कर पाएंगे. अगर आपको कोई और क्वेरी है इस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड, प्लीज पुट ऑन द कमेंट सेक्शन. आई विल मेक अ सेपरेट वीडियो ऑन दैट एंड ट्राई टू सॉल्व योर प्रॉब्लम्स, व्हाटएवर द डाउट्स यू हैव. प्लीज डोंट फॉरगेट टू शेयर, लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब माय चैनल एंड कमेंट माय चैनल. एंड ऑल्सो प्लीज क्लिक ऑन द बेल आइकन so that whenever I give a new video on the top, you are benefited with that. तो इस वीडियो को ज्यादा से ज्यादा लाइक करिए, शेयर करिए, सब्सक्राइब करिए मेरे चैनल को. कमेंट सेक्शन में अपने डाउट्स को क्लियर करने के लिए क्वेश्चंस डालिए, और हाँ, बेल आइकन को जरूर दबाएं. Till I bring more videos, bye bye.